Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this 3A Dead Space 3 figure, and this is Isaac Clarke in a snowsuit as a 1/6 figure, and it's the exclusive one from Bamboland, and you get the exclusive Isaac Clarke head, and here's what the box looks like, and you can see all the hieroglyphics imprint on the box, very impressive, and then here on the back. And let's take a look at the figure and all the accessories. Alright, and here we have Isaac Clarke outside of packaging, and this is based off of Dead Space 3, the snowsuit, and the other accessories come with this plasma cutter, and then this rifle, and then 4 extra hands. He comes attached with a fist. And then these are relaxed hands, and then one's a trigger hand, and one is this weird looking hand. And then here we have the Isaac Clarke head sculpt. Not the greatest likeness to how he looked in the game, but nonetheless, it's a free accessory, which eventually I might customize him into the straight jacket Isaac Clarke. That might be kind of cool. And let's take a look at the figure itself. Again, this is a 1/6 figure, and I am first thing I noticed was how strong the plastic smell was when I opened this up, and other than that, it's very impressive actually. Here's what it looks like from the front, and you can see he's covered with snow. In the trailer, he has a lot more on him, but he looks quite nice with snow on him. And here's a side view. Here's the back view. A lot more snow back here than the front. And here's the other side. So let's take a closer look at the plasma cutter first. Nicely painted, and it does swivel. And here's the rifle. The stock does not move. It's not a collapsible stock. And I noticed this figure is very hard to pose because the thickness of his suit, even though this is a cloth suit, is still very thick. So for him to achieve any type of poses would be a little challenging. And here he is holding on to the rifle, and I feel like this thing is very fragile, so I don't really want to mess with it too much. So it looks like these rings, one around the wrist there, and then around the forearm, these are made out of softer rubber, so they shouldn't break on you, but it looks like this section back here might be glued down to the suit, so it does impede with the articulation a bit, and yeah, so kind of tough to move him, give him any type of dynamic poses. And here is the plasma cutter he's holding on to. And let's get a closer look at the detailing. And I think the detailing on this figure is quite nice, and seems like there's a lot going on with the suit, and the paint job on this is it's definitely top notch from 3A. I think this is by Threezero, not 3A. But there you go. Nicely done. There's the belt. It's held on pretty tight actually, so I'm not worried about the belt popping off or anything like that. Those boots. And the boots are actually made out of a very thin rubber, and over it there are hard plastic pieces, so you could definitely get them to stand properly with these boots on. And those plates are all hard plastic. Love the weathering effect that they gave them. So let's turn on the lights so you guys can see. Here's the top opening. Here it houses 2 batteries. I'm not sure, I think they asked for 3, but I could get away with 2, so yeah, they asked for 3 batteries, AG1, but I'm just using these Iron Man Hot Toys batteries, and they work just fine, and I only have to use 2 for them to light up. So there's a switch. Let me put the covering back on. And for the back here, you can see there's the battery housing compartment, and then here's the cover for it. And it doesn't lock on or anything, it's just on there. Same with the helmet. And here you can see the light on his visor. It's just one single light, and you could definitely see the light itself, which is kind of bad. Wish they would have put a diffuser or some sort to diffuse the light, because right now you could totally see one spot right in the center of his helmet there. And then same thing for the back side. You can see there are 2 lights, one on top, one on the bottom, and it's illuminating this tubing. And then on the side here, the stasis, I think it's called. And then here you can see there's 1 light there. Just a bit disappointing. It would have been nice if it actually looked like the whole tubing it's lit up, but yeah, it's not. So overall, this figure, it's a bit pricey than your usual 3A figures. This is $190 shipped from Bamboland, and I got the exclusive version with the Isaac Clarke head. And overall, I say I do kind of recommend this if you are a huge fan of Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. If you're a fan of all 3 of those games, then you definitely would want to get this guy, because he is a very impressive looking piece. And but if you aren't looking for a action figure, you or want to pay $190 for this thing, you could always go with the Kotobukiya Statue, which is also a 1/6 scale statue. That it's about, I think it was 130 or something like that. That one doesn't move, but the color on the other one is just as nice, if not nicer. It's more rich, as the colors are richer on that one than on this one. This one's more muted, the colors. And overall, I still recommend this thing, but it's not something that all collectors of 12-inch figures should get, actually. I don't know, with the suit being so thick, he's not going to be able to move too much, so most likely you're just going to have him standing on your shelf, and that's about it. So if you want a figure that has a really cool looking pose, maybe go with the Kotobukiya Statue, because that one already has a really impressive pose. And the light on that one, it's actually a little bit better than this one. But overall, I do like this figure a lot, and yeah. But for 190, maybe a lot of people would pass on this. And here's what Isaac Clarke looked like without the helmet on. He's got a smirk on his face. And the neck piece and the head doesn't match up exactly. But still, it's a good looking piece. I'm happy I got it. So overall, I do still recommend this figure, but for 190, it's not for everyone, and the price is a bit high, but overall the construction of this figure is pretty well done. Actually, it's very well done. The suit is a little tight, it's a little thick, so impedes with a lot of articulation, but it is nice, and overall I do recommend this. So there you go. Thanks for watching.